We have had quite a sad and eventful time recently. It started out with my only remaining Angora doe, Sequoia, getting pastorella, and so I had to cull her. She was my only breeding Angora left, so since she's gone now, Sylvan, our buck, is left, and then we have 3 of their kits, who are all does. So breeding Sequoia this fall and continuing having Angora kits to sell every fall and spring, as we were planning, is now all completely gone. We're not going to do that anymore because she's dead. So not only have I lost a really great rabbit, not only was she a really great mother, she had huge litters, she had really pretty colors, and she was such a good mom. She took care of her kits very well. But now our entire Angora operation is going to have to move in a different direction. One option is I buy another doe to breed with Sylvan, and then we continue our breeding. If I decide to do that, it probably won't be by this fall, so we might have to start next spring. I guess I could do it during the winter, but I like fall and spring, having 1 litter every 6 months-ish. So that's one possibility. Something else we may do is we have 3 doe kits that Sylvan and Sequoia are parents to that we have yet to sell from our last litter. We're keeping them until the pastorella is officially gone. We had to butcher several of the kits, and these 3 haven't had any symptoms. So we're going to wait a month of no symptoms from them and then sell them. Or now I might decide to keep one of them as a breeding doe and then breed Sylvan to his child and sell those babies. Or I might decide to stop breeding Angoras altogether, or at least for now, and just keep Sylvan as a fiber rabbit and sell the kits. So I have several good options. There are pros and cons to each, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, Sequoia died and our plans for Angoras are completely ruined. So that is the first piece of bad news. One of the other animals who died is the in the middle chick's mom. We have 2 older chicks who are old enough that their mom isn't taking care of them anymore, but she's still here. And we have chicks who just hatched a few days ago, and their mom is still alive and taking care of them and doing everything a mama hen should. But these chicks, who are in the middle of the oldest ones and the youngest ones, their mom disappeared one day, so they've been living off by themselves. They prefer to hang out in the garden a lot. They can squeeze through the wire fencing. So I'm not entirely sure if she was eaten by a predator or just abandoned them really early and is still part of the flock. But they're now all by themselves. I think we lost one since she abandoned them, but I think we have 5 still that are doing really good and surviving and thriving. I guess their mom taught them enough about living and staying alive before she left or died so that they can live still. So we have, I think, 5 orphaned chicks. So it's kind of hard to see them through all the foliage, but there should be 5 of them. So that is another piece of news, which isn't that great. Mama hen died. And then the last and by far the saddest death we've had was Arya the goat died, leaving her 2 bucklings that thankfully are old enough to be weaned. Your mommy died. Was that so sad? Yes, so sad. It was the day we got our puppy, Roxy. We were rushing to do animal chores, and I guess I forgot to let the goats out of the barn and picket them. And later that day we found her with her head stuck in the hay feeder, and she was dead. Not entirely sure if it's the heat that killed her, or lack of water from not being able to get to the water bucket that was in the barn, or what. It's possible it was something else entirely, but now we only have 3 adult goats left. Thankfully, we still have Millie, who is in milk. So even though we did lose one of our goats who was giving us, I think it was a pint of milk each day, we still have Millie, who's giving more than a pint. I think it's like 3/4 of a gallon usually. So that's good. We're still getting some milk. But now our entire breeding plan is off. We were going to have 2 goats bred each spring, and then the other 2 goats bred each fall. So we'd have every 6 months 2 different goats having babies and then giving us milk. But now we have 3 goats, so it's an odd number. So our plan right now is to breed Penny and Tessa like we were planning on this fall. And I think we're going to use Keely to breed them. We're not going to sell him until they were bred in, I think, like October-ish or maybe November. But then this spring, our plan was to breed Millie and Arya again. But now that Arya is dead, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to get another goat or just breed Millie, or maybe we'll keep one of Penny and Tessa's babies to replace Arya, or just stick with 3 goats. We're not entirely sure what we're going to do yet. So we're going to sell Feely and Ori and Nori, keep Keely at least until we get Penny and Tessa bred, We might keep him as a buck forever, now that his mom's gone. Not entirely sure if his half-aunt, Millie, is okay to breed with him because he's her half-nephew. I'm not entirely sure if that's far enough away, related-wise, to breed to her and any baby she has with another buck, or if we will end up selling him and buying a completely unrelated buck. So we lost 3 mamas, 1 rabbit, 1 chicken, 1 goat, and our entire plan for Angora breeding and most of our plan for goat breeding, they're completely destroyed, and we're gonna have to either buy more animals or readjust our plans, or I don't even know what. Hey! Hey! What are you doing? Get off of me! So, not a happy video at all, but that's what's happening. So some rearranging of plans is in order, and we might be getting replacement animals, so that'll be kind of fun, even though I prefer to not have to do that. So that is the update in its full glory of sadness and problems. But just because these bad things happen doesn't mean our plans are destroyed or ruined. We're just gonna have to rethink and adapt, which I have a lot of practice at, but I guess we're getting even more practice now. So yep, that is the update. Thanks for watching.